Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. It's Cass. I'm in a hotel and I'm gonna try to do a vlog because I really enjoy watching them. I'm just really bad at making them, but it's a process, so we'll give it a go. I am in Singapore right now. I flew from Perth, Western Australia, and tomorrow I fly to Surabaya, Indonesia, and then the next day I go up to Bromo for a night, and then back down to Surabaya, then fly back to Singapore, and then I'm staying in Singapore for a few nights, and then I'll fly back to Perth. So it's a pretty tight schedule, but I'm gonna do what I can. I forgot to film an intro, so that's why this one's in the hotel room. Any noises in the background and things like that are planes coming and going because I'm in a hotel that's right by the airport, so you can hear planes like coming and going all the time. But I'm only here for the night, so that's fine. Also, I'll explain more so in the video. I'm traveling for business, I suppose, for art basically. So it's not just a holiday. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I collaborated with an international fashion designer. It's going to be presented at the East Java Fashion Harmony event on Saturday, the 3rd of December. It's still pretty surreal to me, but anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll vlog when I can.
The next day. Flashback.
I don't know how to, oh, I do now. I didn't know how to use the squat toilets because in Australia we just have the normal ones where you like sit on it like a seat. And so I had to pee, and I followed this chick into the bathroom, and I was like, oh, what do I do? Because it was all squat toilets, and I was like, I don't know how to do that. So I ended up just walking. I was like, oh, I'll hold it until there's a normal toilet. And one of the tour guides, he was so sweet. English was really, really good, but like still quite broken. So I was trying to explain to him, I was like, I don't know how. And he's like, do you need a pee or poo? I was like, I just need a pee, but I don't know how. He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I don't understand. So he's like making a squatting motion like over the toilet in the floor to kind of show me like what you do. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but like I don't know how to do that. So we ended up leaving, and then I went and spoke with one of the chicks who was traveling with me. She also works for WA government but lives in Jakarta, and we were just cracking up, and I was saying like, I know it's normal like in a lot of countries. I had nothing against like the squat toilets or anything. It was just more so I was really paranoid because I'd never used one before, and in my mind I thought that I would like do it wrong. Like I'd pee on my like shoes or my clothes, or like I'd fall in it, or it would just like run down my leg. So that was an experience, and I ended up conquering that fear though the very next day because I had to pee again, and there was only squat toilets. But like the build up for it was so intense. I was talking to this chick, I was like, what do I do? And she was just losing it, like pissing herself laughing, and she was trying to explain to me like it's fine, like trying to explain to me the motions of what I needed to do. And that was the morning before the fashion event, so I'd be meeting the designer that I collaborated with, and I said like, but what if I pee and it runs down my leg and then I smell like pee, and then my first impression with this designer guy, like, you know, I've come all the way from Perth and I smell like pee, and that it'd just be really bad. And I was saying how like I should have practiced first, like maybe like tried like in the shower, like squatting, and I don't know, like I overthought it. I overthink a lot of things. I overthought it. But yeah, so I ended up, after like literally 24 hours of like squat toilet shenanigans, I conquered it, and I peed in the squat toilet and I didn't miss. So that was like good achievement, I think. It was fine as well. So if you ever like scared to use the squat toilet, like it's really not that bad. I just psyched myself out.
End of flashback.
bad at explaining this, so I'll put all the links in the description so that if you want to read like the articles and things like that, you can. But basically Western Australia and East Java have like a sister partnership kind of thing going on through like commission, trade, tourism, art and things like that, to basically strengthen those kind of like those industries in both places. I collaborated with a fashion designer in East Java, and he ended up putting my drawings on a fabric, and then the fabric got made into outfits for a fashion event called East Java Fashion Harmony. And so they started just as these sketches. They started a lot rougher than this, but this is like the final kind of what we ended up going with. So like frogs, I picked all flora and fauna native to Western Australia and focused it on the Aboriginal, so like First Nations people of that area, the Noongar people, the season Cumberang, and basically it's the season of transition. It's like, you know, the frogs and that are kind of becoming less common, and the snakes are coming out more, and the eucalyptus and the bottle brush, like this is in full bloom. It's a really beautiful season. I've actually got a thing here with the seasons. Whoop. So it was, yeah, Cumberang. Like right now we're in Barak. So I did that, and it ended up getting made into fabric. So it ended up getting made into fabric for that event, and they funded me to go to the event, so flights, hotel accommodation and everything. So it was a really amazing experience. I'm really grateful. There are no flights that go directly from Perth to Indonesia though, or Perth to Surabaya where I was going. So I had to do a stopover flight in Singapore. So I flew from Perth to Singapore. I was there one night and then flew to Surabaya the next day. We drove up to Malang and Batu, so it's like a couple hours away from where we were originally staying. And then we had so I did a lot of like tourism type things. It was really, really amazing. Like I can't possibly explain everything. So I'm really hoping that the clips that I took captured a lot of it. From there, so I was there for 3 nights, flew back to Singapore for the connected flight, but only like probably a week beforehand. I actually decided to stay in Singapore for an extra few days, and my mum met me over there, so that was really nice. It was like an unplanned kind of trip. Yeah, so like the expenses that they covered for us were, you know, just for my travel to Surabaya and the connected flights and everything. So my mum met me over there and we just had like a little mini kind of holiday. So it was nice to kind of slow down, because the few days that I was in Surabaya was like very jam-packed, very busy. The day before the fashion event, we got to a hotel in, I think it was in Batu, or Bromo. We got to the hotel at about 9 p.m, 9:30 p.m, and they said wake up's at 12, like midnight. And so we had to leave the hotel at 12:30. A few people slept in though, so we ended up leaving about like 1 o'clock, so 1 a.m. And we were in jeeps going up this mountain, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It was really, really pretty. And I took lots of recordings, lots of footage, and put that in there as well. And they had the then they had the runway for the actual event with the dormant volcano in the background, which was amazing. So I was pretty exhausted by the time like it was all over, and so it was nice to just kind of slow down in Singapore a little bit, though my mum and I still jam-packed a lot of things into that as well. But it was really nice. We went to like Botanic Gardens and Sentosa. The whole trip was a lot more like sightseeing and walking around, a lot more of like really experiencing the culture, which is really, really nice. I'm grateful for that. And that artwork is now in the Western Australia Museum Boulevard for the rest of the month, so that's really cool. And the designer I worked with is supposed to be coming back to Perth as well towards the end of the month, so around like end of December. So we're going to talk about like future work together and what that might look like. So there could be like a lot more things happening in this space, but yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, overall it was a really great experience, especially because I don't have any experience or knowledge of fashion. Like, I just do the art, and like all the people that I was meeting, like people were shaking my hands and everything, being like, oh, so how long have you worked in fashion? Like, did you study fashion? Like, did you, like, you know, all these things. But I didn't do anything, I just did the drawings. I don't know anything about fashion, but it was really good. It's an area that I didn't really think that I would ever get involved in, like work-wise, but I really loved like the cultural side of it, like seeing the traditional batik colors and patterns they were using, and just, yeah, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it was really good. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry this video is so scattered. It was honestly like the busiest week of my life, so yeah, I tried to capture that, and it was a lot. Bye.